these international T20 leagues, with the brand of cricket that Afghanistan cricketers have played over all these years, they've impressed everyone on the field, but it's off the field issues which is now hampering the progress of Afghanistan as a nation when it comes to cricket. And what's really happened now is that Australia have decided not to play against Afghanistan. Remember, the two nations were set to play in the first week of March in the UAE. They were supposed to play an ODI series, but now Australian government has supported the Australian Cricket Board's decision to not play against Afghanistan. Why? There's a host of reasons, but and all of these reasons are they stem from the fact that the Taliban government, which has now been in charge of Afghanistan administration for the last one and a half year now, they've put out a regressive stance. They've really curbed and clamped down on the rights of women, and it is pertaining to this particular development now that the Australian government has supported Cricket Australia, who has now decided to boycott this series. So there were 30 points at stake when you talk about the point system through which teams qualify for the World Cup. Australia, by the way, have already qualified for the 2023 World Cup. They've let go of these 30 points because they want to send out a message. Afghanistan as a nation has been facing backlash, but it's now from the international communities. Many nations have already put out a statement. The UN has already expressed its concerns with regards to the present state in Afghanistan when you talk about women's rights. But now it's now spilled over to the game that we all love, a game that looks forward to bringing people together across genders and streamlining the game for everyone. But the regressive stance of the Afghanistan government has now entailed this particular move from Cricket Australia, who've said that they will not be playing against Afghanistan. Now, what has Cricket Australia exactly said, and what are these restrictions really that I'm talking about? We're going to be talking about all of that over the next couple of minutes. First, let's have a look at what Cricket Australia has said. Now, the Cricket Australia, in a statement that has been released by the board, they've gone ahead and said that Cricket Australia is committed to supporting growing of the game for women and will continue to engage with the Afghanistan Cricket Board in anticipation of improved conditions for women and girls. That's the official statement that's been put out by Cricket Australia, and very clearly they've said that they have not really shut the door on Afghanistan and the Taliban government, but very clearly also stating that conditions for women have to be improved for the sport to be taken forward, for the game to be taken forward. It isn't just about men's cricket. It isn't just about one particular gender. The game means there is a sense of equality when you talk about the game. The game is equal when it comes to men and women. So both men and women in the nation must be treated equally, and that's what Cricket Australia has said in this press release. Not just Cricket Australia, the ICC also, mind you, has expressed its concerns over the state of affairs in Afghanistan, and this is what the ICC has to say with regards to this whole development. I'll quickly tell you what the ICC in its release has said. The ICC has said that we're concerned by the recent developments in Afghanistan, and the ICC will consider the implications of these developments at its next meeting. So whenever this meeting takes place of the ICC stakeholders, they're going to be taking this issue up once again, and they will be highlighting the fact that this is not the way that the game can be taken forward. Again, no real sanctions being imposed by the ICC, but a very clear word being put out by the ICC, who are very much in alignment with what Cricket Australia have also said, that the conditions for women and girls in the nation must improve for the sport to go forward. And what are these restrictions really that I have been talking about? The latest of them, when you talk about the restrictions that have been imposed by the Taliban government on women, has curbed education for women. Women have been banned in universities by the Taliban government. Earlier, there were reports which suggested that there was only primary education up till 6th standard that was assured by the Taliban government to the women, but later on they've clamped down on education further, and they said that forget higher education, women are banned from higher education. Secondary education is also now been taken away from the women in Afghanistan. There's a lot of protests also happening in that country. Students, women, and other communities in the nation as well, very aggrieved by this extremely regressive stance of the Afghanistan government. What the government has also done is it's taken away government jobs from the women, and has also gone ahead and banned entry of women from parks and gym as well. In fact, earlier there were certain days on which women in fact could only enter the parks in presence of a male escort, but now women are banned altogether from entering parks altogether. Also, one of the other restrictions that is imposed by this Taliban government on women is that male escort is needed to travel alongside a woman if she is traveling about more than 76 kilometers or something. So long distances cannot be traveled by women alone. All of these measures have now already been enforced by the Taliban government. They're curbing the women's rights, and it has now spilled over to cricket as well, which is why you now see cricket India have now pulled out of this series against Australia. Sad times indeed, and you have to take a tough stance when you talk about these regressive policies that have now been instituted in Pakistan by the Afghanistan government. But a clear message being sent out not just by the ICC but by Australian Cricket Board as well. For now, that's all the time that we have. You let us know in the comment section what you have to feel about the time that we have. Thank you so much. In case you like this video, do share it with your friends and family members. And like we always tell you, do like, share and subscribe to Sports Day. My name is Harshat Ahuja.